The product launch. Big launch. The big launch is nothing more than setting a date and time when all of your JV partners will launch together with a big bang. Creating and launching your own product can be one of the most rewarding and challenging things that you can do. If executed correctly, the rewards and benefits can be massive. If executed incorrectly, the letdown can be overwhelmingly devastating. This is a scenario that is most experienced by most trying to execute a product launch for the first time. One big sales page. Think of your product launch as one big sales page. Every element of the sales page has a purpose, timing, and one mission, and that is to very strategically lead you from the attention-grabbing headline to the buy button at the very end. A product launch needs to be the same. Everything you do in preparation leading up to the big launch day must have a purpose and a timing that starts out grabbing the market's attention and strategically leading them to the big launch, ready to look for the buy button. Think of watching a great movie that grabs your attention and keeps drawing you in right up to the big climax at the end. The launch process. The basic product launch has a specific flow pattern that you can follow, starting with creating your product and putting the systems into place for everything to work properly and for automation. Of course, none of this can happen if you still have not figured out what niche you are going to create a product for yet. We have covered the first 3 actions previously throughout our lessons, so let's get into actually preparing for the big day. The launch flow process. Create the product. Put the system in place. Find joint venture partners. Pre-launch to seed the market. JV partners launch the product at the exact date and time. And push the JV partners with a contest. There are 3 stages that we will be covering that need special attention provided for in order to have a successful launch. The pre-launch stage, the launch stage, and the post-launch stage. Pre-launch. Pre-launch is warming up or seeding the market phase of your launch process. This pre-launch process is where word of mouth and buzz begin to spread about the news of a big grand opening or launch of your product. The pre-launch process is what creates the amazing backdrop for your launch. The pre-launch is extremely important because it creates anticipation that prepares people for what's coming next. The pre-launch stage not only creates early awareness of your product that is ready for market, it is also where you begin to do some list building by creating a pre-launch list. This list is a subset of the main list that you will be building throughout the launch process. This list will be a list containing just those prospects that have opted in at some point before the launch and have expressed some level of interest in what you have to offer. This early community of people can be used as leverage to validate your product and effectiveness of your marketing messages. You can also use this list of people to uncover any major questions, concerns, or objections that you did not anticipate that will need to be addressed. When it is time for your launch, you want your market to already know your name and the value that you offer. You want them to already have started to build the trust factor with you. Remember that some of the trust factor will also come from the trust they have in the JV partners you have that will be recommending your product to their list at the launch time. A great way to build this trust factor and develop credibility before the launch is to send out very good content authored by you. Create a great PDF or some videos that offer some great content. You can give these to your JV partners to start sending out to their lists during the pre-launch. The main aim or goal of this report is to make people aware of your product and create excitement and anticipation about its launch. The free report should be about 15 to 20 pages long and should be directly related to your product you are about to launch. Don't create something off topic to try and generate interest. Stay on topic as more people will be interested in buying the main product when it launches. This report also has to be of high value. Don't send out crap and expect that everyone is going to be in awe of what you might have to offer. Remember, this report is a free taste of what is to come. It has to be something that is created following the same criteria for creating an irresistible offer. If you're looking to really get this report rolling and creating a buzz, try and come up with a topic that is a little on the controversial side of your topic. The most successful product launches have used a controversial topic for their free report because it will increase the circulation around the internet. The biggest way to get it circulating to the masses is to get JV partners sending it out to their lists for you. If you want to recruit more JV partners and sending out your report for you, a good way to go about this is to brand the free report with the affiliate or JV partners links that will lead to the product once it is launched. During this process, the affiliate's link will go to an early sign-up pre-notification list that will send out an early message to the ones signing up that the sales page is live, offering them first chance. This is an easy way to encourage people to send your free report to their list because they will be cookied through their affiliate link and earn a commission for each sale that they generate when someone reads the report and clicks on the enclosed link. These reports also help your JV partners do well promoting. They will just have to say, "Remember this guy that you got the great content from? You should check out his product that just launched today." You will also get the reaction from the market that if the free stuff you are giving away is this good, I can only imagine what the paid stuff is that he wants me to pay for. One thing to always remember while creating buzz for any launch is that after your launch is over, you need to keep this buzz going and start preparing them for what is coming next. Keep the momentum going that you just built. Creating buzz for your product launch. If you want to create buzz for your new product, create an event around it. Your product launch needs to be something that will cause others to stand up and take notice of what is going on. People like to attend events. Of course, all of this is based on the assumption that you already have something worthy of a lot of attention, and you know for sure when it will be available to the public. Setting up an opportunity or event for potential customers to take notice of your upcoming launch is a key ploy to building a reputation, getting the word out, and creating that desire to purchase the moment that your product is live. Creating buzz is the ability to spread awareness for your product or service through word of mouth. The goal is to create enough positive buzz that it feeds back into your business success. Creating buzz is of vital importance to your success of any launch, especially if you are looking to experience the Big Bang effect. There are many tools for you to effectively use that will help you create the buzz that you need. Tools to create buzz include blogs, podcasts, social networks, social media, press releases, JV partners, etc. Most all successful online businesses are finding that in the age of blogs, social networking sites, and video sharing communities, that creating a viral campaign for their upcoming product launch has enormous potential for generating buzz. In fact, it has become a very vital component for marketing a new product. Sounds simple, doesn't it? It is and it isn't, but you just need to know these two things. Number one, you have to do it, and not enough people do. And number two, you have to keep doing it, and too many people give up. Solicit feedback from your market. Many of the tools previously mentioned are great places to start soliciting feedback from your market. Some of the best places to use are Twitter, Facebook, webinars and teleseminars, and also your blog. First, you must have a reason for people to contact you and start giving you the feedback. Get people interacting with you during the whole launch process in any way that you can. Try something like, "Do you have any questions about this?" or "What is your experience with this?" Take comments and questions that people have and address them in a way to build even more buzz. Next, you take the feedback and use it as social proof of what others are saying about your new launch coming up. You will be much further ahead than if you just said, "Hey, this thing is going to be great," and you'd be crazy to miss out on it. Create anticipation for your launch event. The best thing you can do to create buzz is to create a great anticipation for the release of your product, and creating this anticipation leading right up to your launch date when the Buy Now button goes live on your sales page. If you really take a good look at all the successful product launches, you will notice they have done a great job of building anticipation for the release of the product. If you are really looking to generate a huge surge of sales during the launch of your product, you need to create anticipation so that when it finally goes on sale, people will already know about it and will be ready to whip out the credit card and hit the Buy Now button without any hesitation. Anticipation leading up to a launch is one factor that all successful product launches have in common. I'll go ahead and list a few ways here that will be effective in creating this kind of anticipation. Create and harness the power of anticipation for your event. Send out several teaser bits of information about the product. Carefully release new information about the product. Show pictures of what this awesome product looks like. Sample video clips of the product content. Create social proof by directing people to a blog to start talking about your product so others can see all the talk going on. And show testimonials. The best thing you can do for yourself is to stop complaining about all of the product launches and actively participate by following them and recording everything you see happening in the big product launches that show consistently from launch to launch. These things that you see happening over and over again are the things that are working. Something else that really works to build anticipation is to create the big countdown to the launch time. The first thing you will need to do in this process is to, of course, Have the product finished and ready to go so that you will be prepared once the countdown is finished. Nothing can harm your efforts more than building a big anticipation and then letting everyone down. After you have created your product, you need to set the launch date. Again, make sure that this launch date will give you the proper time to have everything completed and ready to go. Remember that things will happen unexpectedly, so be sure you have planned in extra time for these unplanned mishaps. Once your product is finished and the launch date has been set, it is time to create a temporary homepage for your website with a countdown timer. This will clearly show the visitors when the product will go on sale to start building up the anticipation and excitement for your launch. One of the most important elements of this page, besides the countdown timer, is the explanation of what is about to happen. One of the best ways to do this is to create a short video presentation about you and your product, which explains exactly who you are and what your product is all about. Let your audience know how your product works, what it does, and why people need it. Focus on the main benefits of your product. This can be one of the most important parts of your product launch because it's a very powerful way of creating anticipation in your target market. Creating social proof. Social proof is a powerful psychological mechanism by which we look to others to guide our own actions. We've discussed creating social proof before, and here we are right back discussing it again as a very important part of the launch process as well. People will do things they see other people are doing. If you want people to buy your product, the best way to do so is to get them to see that others are buying it as well. One of the most powerful things you can incorporate into your launch is social proof. It is a proven fact that when someone lacks clear direction in certain situations, it is human nature to make the assumption that others around us possibly know more than we do about the particular situation we are lacking the direction in. This usually leads us to deem those we see participating in a situation that we lack experience in as being better formed than ourselves. This form of social influence can lead to conformity of large groups of people, a phenomenon referred to as herd behavior. We find ourselves in an unfamiliar setting where we're unsure what choice to make, so we look to see what everyone else in the herd is doing. Social proof is important in launches because you are introducing something new and often unknown to people. One of the best ways to start generating social proof is to drive people to a blog or forum and get them commenting so that others will read and want to add their own comments. People will start to get excited about something just because they see others getting excited. As humans, we do not want to be excluded from anything, especially if it has the element of a great event that is about to take place. In fact, many times, social proof is so important to some people that they will decide they want your product primarily because someone else they know is using it or wants it. Many people being drawn in by social proof that is created during the pre-launch or launch process will feel more important to have what other people have over actually taking the time to look at all the available options or to look at the product at all. You want to use social proof with your customers as well as with your JV partners. Not only do you want your customers buying your products because everyone else is, but you want your JV partners to feel like they will be missing out on something big if they don't jump on a bandwagon to promote as well. Make sure that you're always telling your JV partners who else is promoting for you. Scarcity. Perceived scarcity will generate demand. It is just part of human psychology to want to have something that others don't have, and to not be left out of something they see as maybe being of importance. A great way to create scarcity is to create the feeling for those that are getting involved early, or maybe that are on a list that you have already, to feel that you want your most valuable customers to get the attention they deserved right through the launch. It's human nature that people in general like getting attention and feeling important. Also, a part of the human psyche is the fact that people fear scarcity, or losing out, or missing out on something. For example, saying offers are available for a limited time only encourages sales. Maybe you could say, I'm only letting so many people in. If you do not act fast, you will be left out in the cold. Creating scarcity is really nothing more than implying that something is limited or restricting the supply of something that you are selling to create the perception of a shortage. This becomes even more effective if it is bundled up with your promotional offer, such as a discount or bonuses that are limited to just a few fast action takers, or limited to just those that are your valued customers. I'm sure you know people who are indecisive or slow about making their decisions, and they often end up being too late. This may even be you yourself that we're talking about right now, so you know this to be true. By using scarcity effectively, it puts the potential buyer in a spot where they become more inclined to jumping in rather than thinking about it and coming back later and facing the chance of missing out altogether. If they are on your list already, you will have an advantage in using scarcity because those on your list already have proved that they are interested in your services. Give them a great offer for a limited time, and they might just be more inclined to say, heck, why not? You can create scarcity by limiting the quantity of whatever it is that you're selling. But I recommend that you be careful and really put some thought into the reason you would do this before you actually make this decision. I usually don't like to do that because that limits the amount of money that I can make during the launch of the product. One of the only times I will really use this method is when I have created a private label rights product and I want to portray that I'm keeping the value of the product high for a limited amount of people that have bought the product. When creating scarcity, I usually prefer to limit the amount of time people have to actually take advantage of the product offer I am presenting. So I set a deadline, after which the price will be higher. And I offer extra bonuses that people will no longer get after the deadline. The pre-notification list. Get people to raise their hands up early. Your pre-notification list is nothing more than creating a sublist of people that are already more likely to buy from you during the actual launch. Something special about the pre-notification list is that you can send specific messages to these people and make them feel like they are the elite. You can be very effective using social proof and scarcity elements with this list, as we've just talked about. You can easily create the effect that those on this list will be the first to know when the sales page is live and have first opportunity to get in on your limited offer, thus creating the effect that they are being treated special and getting something that others are not. Effectively map out your pre-launch communication plan that reaches out to the individuals on your early notification list prior to launch. This may include access to product information, downloads to special reports, videos, etc., to build anticipation around the upcoming launch day. In the days leading up to your launch, and when the launch day comes, send out your emails that creates a sense of immediacy and scarcity. To set up a pre-notification list, you will need to drive all traffic to a squeeze page to give away something of great value and to give the opportunity for your visitor to feel it is important to join this list, to stay on top of everything that is happening leading up to your launch, and to receive early notification of the launch before anyone else. Your pre-notification list is nothing more than an opportunity to begin the pre-sale process with a group of people that are already expressing interest in your product or service that is about to be launched. You can begin sending out emails to these people on this list that will continue the pre-selling process. None of these emails that you'll be sending out to this group should be hype-filled sales messages. You will want to do nothing more than giving out or asking for good solid information in each one. What I'm referring to when I say ask for good solid information is nothing more than asking them for feedback. Once you have this feedback, you can then use it to your advantage by sending out more emails, letting others know what you have discovered and learned in the feedback that you have received, and use it as a way to create social proof and buzz. As you begin to get closer to the launch day, the frequency of the emails you are sending out usually increases, and you will begin to talk in more specifics about the product and the offer itself. Continue to communicate with not only this list of pre-qualified buyers that you have built, but also with your JV partners to get them to keep driving traffic to help you build this list. Let your JV partners know exactly what's coming and why they should continue to send you traffic. It is very important to keep giving them reasons to mail to their list multiple times during this pre-launch phase, as well as the actual launch. The best way to do this is to give them a series of pre-launch content pieces to be released at different times that will add tremendous value to their lists. One of the biggest reasons that starting a pre-notification list is so crucial is because you'll be relying on those early buyers to get into the social medias they use and start spreading the word about your product and the extreme value they have found it to be as soon as they get their hands on it. This goes a long way in helping to create even more social proof that indeed others are buying.